Hey, honey bunches of oats, guess what? Jackie's back. And honey, today we are going to make some shrimp fried rice. I cannot find any Chinese restaurant open around my area, and I am desperately craving some Chinese food. So why not make it ourselves? So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my YouTube page. So let's get to it. The recipe, well actually the ingredients are in the description area. So now we have some long grain white rice. I'm using jasmine rice, I just love jasmine, but any long grain rice will be fine. We have 1 packet of chicken cube bouillon flavoring, a medium-sized onion, 1 heaping tablespoon of garlic. I love garlic. And this is optional, but I'm adding some smoked black forest chopped ham. You don't have to add it if you don't want, but I like it. We're also going to use a 12-ounce bag of jumbo shrimp that's already been deveined. I am also going to use chili paste. I need that heat. I have some General Tso Asian sauce. Definitely need the sesame oil. I have about 1/4 cup plus 3 tablespoons of canola oil and some low sodium soy sauce. It must be low sodium, trust me. As you can see, I'm pointing it out, low sodium. And some black pepper to taste. Let's get started. This is what it's about. So guys, here we have 3 cups of, well actually 3.5 cups of water. We're gonna add a tablespoon of oil to it. Okay, we're gonna prepare our rice. But before anything else, I am going to clean my rice. I don't care what anybody say, all that, oh, you shouldn't clean your rice because you're rinsing away the nutrients. I don't play that. You have to understand, rice goes through everybody's hands, and especially with all this COVID stuff going around, I'm not playing that mess. Are you with me? All right. So we're gonna clean our rice in some cold water. I usually like to clean it about 3 times under some cold water. Just like that. As you can see, I'm just shaking it through, running my hands through it, shaking it, any loose dirt or what have you that's on it will definitely just be rinsed away. And it's important to clean your food. I don't know why people don't like to clean their food. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. It's like some people just want to take stuff out of the wrapper or what have you and just throw it into their pot. I can't do that. Okay, here's our rice. Okay, so we got our water boiling. Our water is boiling on high heat. Okay, and we're going to add our rice to our pot. I didn't add no salt to it because we're already going to be adding the stuff in it that already has salt. So I'm trying to control that salt level, especially for me. Okay. So guys, I added 3.5 cups of water to 3 cups of rice. Well, actually 3 cups of rice to 3.5 cups of water, okay? I want to have nice grainy rice. I don't like mushy rice. So you see, when you see that mound over your water, that lets you know you have the right proportion of water to rice. And that will definitely let you know that you're gonna have some nice, fluffy, grainy rice. I cannot stand mushy rice. Can I say that again? Yes, I cannot stand mushy rice. So we're gonna let that boil. Now we're gonna bring our heat down to medium. When the water starts slowly evaporating, we're gonna bring it down to medium, okay? And we're gonna let it continue to boil. Just keep your eye on it. Don't stir it, don't do anything, okay? We're just waiting for that water to evaporate. And now we are going to bring our heat down to low. And this is where we're gonna gently turn our rice. Okay, just watch me. Start from the bottom and fold over. Okay. You're not trying to stir it like crazy, but you just want to fold it so it could get together. Make sure everything is well incorporated, like your oil and stuff. That's also going to keep it from sticking like crazy. And I'm going to take a piece of aluminum foil and I'm going to put it on top with the lid. And what that's going to do is going to create a lot of heat and a lot of steam. It's going to trap that steam in there so it could cook our rice. And let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Don't bother it, leave it alone. Okay, so let's check our rice. And there we go. I love white rice, especially jasmine rice. I just love the way it tastes. But again, like I told you before, you could use any kind of long grain rice, long grain white rice. Okay, so right now we're just fluffing up our rice. You could use a fork to fluff it if you want as well too. I just wanted to show you. See, it's not mushy. I like my rice to be separated in nice texture, just like that. See? So we're gonna put that to the side, okay? And we're gonna start working on our shrimp. So I took the shrimp out of the bag and I'm just gonna peel the shell off the shrimp. And I have it in some water, some cold water. Okay, what I like about this, guys, is the fact that it's already deveined, so it kind of makes your life a little bit easier. Okay, so all I had to do was just peel off the shell, which was pretty easy to come off. Okay, just like that. And on some of the shrimps, I like to keep the tail shell on. The reason why, especially when I'm making like seafood rice or whatever, I like to keep them on, like if I'm arranging them on top of the rice or what have you. That's my preference when I'm making any kind of rice with shrimp, okay? But if you don't like it, again, you can take it off. Okay, and guys, if you don't want no ham, because I already could hear a lot of y'all saying, I don't want no pork on my fork. Don't add it. This is mine. I'm doing what I like to do. When you get this, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just giving you the basics. Okay, so now we got our shrimp. Okay, we got the shells off. And now I'm just going to quickly take some vinegar. And I'm going to run it through. Okay, again, there's a lot of hands that go through this, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world today with this COVID. Don't let it soaking in the vinegar. You just want to run it through. If you don't have vinegar, you could use lemon juice, lime juice. Okay, we just want to run it through. Again, I like to clean my food. It's a habit, it's the way I was raised, especially being from the Caribbean. Actually, my family. Okay, so we're just gonna rinse the vinegar off. Okay. So now we're gonna get our pot on. It's nice and hot. Okay, we are going to add some oil to the hot pot. If you have a wok, that's even better. But the pot works just as well, especially these pots. I love them. So I'm about to add at least 2 tablespoons of oil. I want to get this nice and hot on a nice medium-high heat. Okay, and what I want to do, I just want to get that oil nice and hot. I want to hear that sizzle. I want to hear, I just want to hear the sound of my vegetables and my other foods hitting that pot. You just hear that sizzle. I love that. Okay, so guys, the pot is hot. With my oil, we're adding our onion. I'm adding the onion first because I want to give them a head start before the garlic, and I don't want the garlic to burn. So I want to give my onions a nice saute in the oil. Okay, about 2 minutes sauteing. Okay, I'm using canola oil. Some people may want to use vegetable oil. Some people may want to use safflower oil, sunflower oil, especially for the people that are really like into their health, like, you know, certain vegetarians, vegans, or what have you. Okay, I'm using canola. You could also use bacon fat in here. I think that would be, oh my God, the smokiness of the bacon in this, that sounds very good. Okay, so we're now just sauteing our onion. Okay, and I'm adding the oil little by little, okay, because when you're making fried rice, the goal is to, you know, for me, when I'm doing it, I add the oil little by little. Okay, now we're adding our garlic. And guys, let me tell you something. The minute that garlic hit that pan, hit the pot, it was like, oh my God, the smell in here was incredible. With the onion, oh my God. So I'm adding a little bit more oil. And guys, this is simple. This is simple. With this, I'm giving you my recipe, but you could alter it. Okay, like I stated before, if you don't want to use canola oil, you could use sunflower oil. I don't know about peanut oil. Well, maybe peanut oil might taste good. I don't know. Okay, you try it, and once you do this recipe, you can let me know. Okay, leave the comments below about what you did. Okay. Okay, we're gonna saute that garlic and that onion. Ugh. Now I'm adding my smoked black forest ham that's been chopped. You don't have to add this in. This is optional. I already could hear a lot of y'all. I don't like pork. Listen, again, this is mine. I'm making it for me and my husband. My husband wanted this. But if you don't like it, you are more than welcome to leave it out. You are making this your own. Add your own twist, okay? I'm adding a little bit more oil. I'm adding like a tablespoon at a time, as a matter of fact. And I still got this on medium high heat. Okay, we're just sauteing. I want to hear that sizzle in my pot with that ham. And I tell you, the smell is incredible. Okay, you see how the onions look? Again, they're nice and translucent. Oh, that smell. I wish you were here to smell it, guys. But you eventually will once you start making this on your own. Okay. I added a little bit more garlic because I like garlic. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead. I love garlic. Okay, so I added a little bit more oil again. Again, I'm doing everything per tablespoon. You know, just little by little. I felt for me, by adding the oil the way I was a good technique for me. You may want to add a little bit more oil, or you may want to add a little bit less. But the way I'm doing, I really don't think you need more. But again, work it on your own. Make it your own. So guys, we're going to take our shrimp that we had cleaned. I am going to take that shrimp. I didn't season the shrimp, but I am going to add a little black pepper to it, okay? And I am going to add that into my pot. Okay, now we're adding our shrimp. That looks so good. Baby, 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 that looked good. Now, again, for the people that only eat fish and they don't eat meat, you can just do the shrimp. If you're allergic to shrimp, don't put the shrimp. You might want to add crab meat. You're vegetarian, don't add the shrimp or the ham. Just use vegetables. Okay, so you would skip the step with the shrimp and the ham, okay? And just saute the onions and the garlic. And I just added another tablespoon of oil. So you see how I'm doing it? And I'm adding the oil little by little because, of course, it keeps everything nice and moist. And no, you're not seeing a puddle of oil in the bottom of the pot. That's not going to happen. If you do it the way I'm telling you, trust me, you'll be okay. And as you can see, I'm not cooking the shrimp all the way. I didn't cook it all the way, okay? I semi-cooked it. Now I'm adding the rice. Now, usually they say you're supposed to use day-old rice that's been in the refrigerator overnight. But I find that if you cook the rice this way, and it's nice and grainy and stuff, it'll come out just as good, okay? So we're adding our rice to the pot and we are mixing away. Again, look at that. That ham, the onion, the garlic, that flavored oil, the shrimp. You have to keep stirring. You have to keep stirring this like you see me doing because you're making fried rice, okay? You want to keep that heat, so you don't want to just leave it in one spot and it burns. You're not looking for that. You know, I've noticed that the more I cooked it, the more smoky flavor it gotten. So I'm adding my bouillon cube. I added a half at first, okay, to make sure that, you know, my seasoning salt flavor was okay. But I eventually do use the whole pack. Okay. You gotta scrape that pot, and that's what it's about. So I had a little malfunction, guys. For some reason, the camera had stopped before. So I had added a tablespoon of sesame oil, a good nice heaping tablespoon of sesame oil, okay? A little bit I had left in there after the tablespoon I added in there as well. I was like, the hell with it. Add a little black pepper to taste. Okay, at this point you could adjust your black pepper. I don't mind a little heat. You may not want as much heat, but it's okay. Now I'm starting to add my soy sauce. You have to use low sodium soy sauce. Please, I don't want nobody coming back cursing me out and telling me, Jackie, you're trying to give me high blood pressure. Do not use the dark flavored soy sauce, because if you add it in the amount I'm giving you, you are going to have not shrimp fried rice, you will have some salty fried rice, and you don't want that, okay? So get the one that's less sodium soy sauce. Okay, I'm adding some more soy sauce. Again, guys, the ingredients will be listed in the description below. Okay. For the vegetarians out there, with the chicken bouillon flavoring, you don't have to use chicken. There are vegetable bouillon flavorings as well. Okay, so you can substitute that. So, you know, as I cook, I taste to adjust my flavors, what's needed. Okay, now I'm gonna kick out some General Tso. You might be like, why you add General Tso? Because I don't know, the little sweetness in the General Tso Asian sauce balances everything out. It just balances everything out and it makes it so good, okay? So you're just adding this in and you're stirring and you're stirring. And I've noticed, I don't know if you guys remember back in the days when they used to make Chinese food, especially the fried rice, that fried rice used to have that nice smoky undertone taste. And it's rare that I could find that anymore, okay? And when you're doing this, like the longer you cook it, and you fry this rice with continuous stirring, that smokiness undertone starts building. I'm adding some more General Tso Asian sauce. Now I'm going to add some heat. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of chili paste. You don't have to add this. I added at least a half a tablespoon of that. Again, I like heat. Okay. And as you can see, I added the rest of the chicken bouillon flavoring pack. Okay, if you don't have chili paste, you could use red pepper flakes. You see how you could adjust this to make it your own? Try it like this, and then you could be like, you know what, I'm gonna add this. I didn't have any bean sprouts, because I love bean sprouts. And when I went, I couldn't find the bean sprouts, and I wasn't going to shop all over the place for bean sprouts, okay? So, because the rice is just as good without the bean sprouts. But I love bean sprouts. I always ask for extra bean sprouts in my fried rice. Just keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Add a little bit more oil. You see me taste it, right? Well, that's how good cooks do. You know, we don't measure. We're like, you know, adjusting and tasting. That's how we do it. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel it, baby. Okay, I'm adding a little bit more soy sauce. Again, less sodium soy sauce. My husband, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I made this, he had at least 90% of the pot. Oh guys, I forgot to tell you before, this is my mixed frozen vegetables, okay? This is about 1.5 cups, 1.5 cups of frozen mixed vegetables. If you just want to add peas, just add peas. It's up to you, okay? But make sure that it's frozen and you're adding it in frozen, because you don't want your vegetables to be mushy in the rice, okay? And this is for the vegetarians. This is where you can just add your vegetables. If you want to add some broccoli, just carrots, with the broccoli, you add your corn. This is where you could go in, okay? This is how you could adjust it to make it vegetarian. You could make it just for the pescatarians, the ones that just eat seafood alone, okay? Or you could just go in, okay? If you want to add chicken to this too, you can, if you don't want to add ham. Any leftover chicken you may have, add to it. See that, guys? Just keep frying and stirring, frying and stirring. And you're gonna notice that when you keep cooking it, the flavors are gonna intensify. And that nice smoky undertone. I just kept tasting, I kept tasting. Listen, for those cooks out there, you know how we do. You know that's what we do, okay? Okay. Now guys, this is optional, but I had to put in some accent. This is the less sodium accent. Somebody was always telling me, Jack, you gotta try accent, you gotta try accent. So I was like, okay, but you know, I'm watching it too with my sodium. But baby, when I put that little accent on there, I was like, oh, this is what everybody's been talking about. So this accent here is optional. I used about a teaspoon and a teaspoon and a half of low sodium. It's like, I think it's 60%, I think it says 60% less sodium in the accent. And it does help wake up the flavor. But again, you don't have to add it. But I know for me, and for all y'all that know, that accent is the move. But do it with moderation, okay? Just do things with moderation. And I had to learn that, to learn how to eat with moderation. As you get older, your body changes. There's certain things you can't do no more like you used to do probably in your teens and in your 20s. So as we get older, we have to adjust the way we eat, okay? Okay, you see how I'm just stirring? Because I want to scrape. Make sure everything that's those bits, I want them to be mixed in with the rice. See, the rice is nice and loose. You want every bit of that rice to get fried, and you want the flavors to concentrate. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you get that earthy, smoky undertone. Oh, I love that. That's me adding a little bit more accent. In total, I added, I would say about a teaspoon and a half of accent. Stir that bad boy in. Make sure every grain of rice gets that accent, get those flavors, get fried. Just keep stirring. Some good wrist action here. And like I said, if you have a wok, it makes it even easier. But a pot works just as well for me. Okay, I'm adding a little bit more General Tso Asian sauce. Okay, I didn't have any scallion either. For some reason, when I went to Walmart, they didn't have any more scallion. I was like, what? So you can add scallion in here. Bean sprouts, which again, I told you I love my bean sprouts, baby. In my fried rice, what? That's the move. Once you get the hang of this and you're adjusting and you're adding or you're taking away and you make it your own to your palate, that's what it's about. You know, that's what it's about. It's taking stuff and making it your own. You just see me tasting away. And that's why a lot of times when we be cooking, I don't know if you ever noticed that you don't be hungry afterwards after you finish cooking because we're so busy tasting the food. That's why we don't want to eat till hours later. And there we go. This is our plate. Look at that. Oh, look at all that. Look at that. This was my portion. Well, actually, I did this to show y'all the beautiful presentation with the shrimp and stuff. So I took a little taste. But believe it or not, I really didn't finish eating this till later that night because I was so busy tasting and I really wasn't hungry. But I'll tell you one thing, you're gonna love it. Enjoy. Guys, enjoy. Have fun.